Hey everybody, welcome back to We Are Podcast. This is Camp Slash Horrorcast, Season 4, Episode 25, The Silence of the Lambs. If this is your first time checking out the podcast network, we appreciate it. Please head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just a reminder, Camp Slash Horrorcast is a weekly live videocast available on Twitch and YouTube. We go live every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time at twitch.tv/WeArePodcastNetwork and youtube.com/WeArePodcastNetwork. As the Camp Slash Horrorcast is live, I will not be editing the audio for this podcast, so what you saw live is what you get here. Please come watch the stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And if you want to see the previous streams, go check out our Twitch or YouTube channel. And for a full list of future films we'll be watching, please head over to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. All links can be found in the description. And with that, on to the Horrorcast. All right, we're live now. Wait, holy shit, are we live? Is it 100 episodes? Yeah. I think it is. Happy 100th episode to everybody. Woo!
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers.
As Rick would say, a million years, Camp Slash Horrorcast. A million years, Camp Slash Horrorcast. Guys, welcome to Camp Slash Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past. I am your head camp counselor, Duck. I'm here with other head camp counselors. We have Jay. I eat his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. McClintock. I can't do it. Jay, how are you doing, sir?
Doing good. Doing good on All Hallows Eve. Ready to talk about a perfect movie.
Happy Halloween. Next, we got
Raph. It truly is.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Ramirez, what's up, Sheriff Raph?
Hey, y'all. Pew, 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 pew. Put them
up.
Bang, bang.
And finally, we got Jacob. I'm having an old friend for dinner, Pinkston. Jacob, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing just fantastic, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. Guys, we watched The Silence of the Lambs. Release date, February 14th, 1991, with a running time of 118 minutes. Budget, $19 million. Box office, $272.7 million.
That's a killer at 91.
Yes, that's crazy. Synopsis. A young FBI cadet must receive the help of an incarcerated and manipulative cannibal killer to help catch another serial killer, a madman who skins his victims. Let's watch a trailer. Let me turn off Facebook, whatever the hell that was.
Let it play through, too. Let's go through the whole thing.
Hell no, this thing's 3 minutes long. Are you kidding me?
Come on, buddy.
Come on.
We won't make it.
It's the 100th episode, Duck. It's a special occasion.
Come on.
A special occasion to not do it.
Yeah, we get a mini GTB over it.
You spook easily, Starling?
Nope.
Stop looking at the camera.
He's past the others.
She does spook easily.
I'll be watching.
Stop looking at the camera.
A killer is on the loose.
Keeps them alive for 3 days. Then he shoots them, skins them, and dumps them.
I don't remember that being
A
said in
rookie
the
FBI
movie.
agent is on his trail.
He's got
Yeah,
really
they sometimes don't play the
physical
whole
strength,
thing.
cautious, precise, and he's never impulsive. He'll never stop.
Hey,
in order
were
to
those
track
steps
him
always
down,
there on the other side?
She'll have to match wits.
Nah.
I don't think the steps are there in the movie. I think it's a wall.
Believe me, you don't want Hannibal Lecter inside your head.
Yeah.
With the darkest of all minds.
Oh, you know what? I don't remember that
Never
paramedic
forget where he
either.
is.
No, fuck the paramedics. They weren't in this movie.
Pure psychopath.
You know who was in this
So rare
movie?
to capture
George
one line.
Romero and the guy who made all the crappy B movies.
I watched the Minty.
Yeah.
Also.
You told me you don't spook easily.
You call this easy?
They were gonna make out.
Lecter's missing hand
Oh,
arm.
this easy.
Man's a raving maniac. Who knows what he'll do?
This is back when trailers mattered. Is silence.
It just seems like a cluttered mess, honestly, to me.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It felt like it too. Jodie Foster.
Wait, was that about cop?
Who the hell is Scott Glenn, by the way? I know he's
Dude, Scott Glenn's
Who's
been a ton
Scott
of
Glenn?
Yeah,
Midnight
but what was
Cowboy,
he in?
baby. No, Midnight Cowboy. What's
Urban
the other
Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy, yeah.
And then
Vertical Limit?
what's he done since Silence of the Lambs?
The right
He's-
stuff? Does that ring
Oh,
any
dude.
bells? Jesus.
His best role was Backdraft to me, dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought he,
Axe? Oh, he
Yeah,
was fucking
dude.
great. Yeah.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. He's
Scott
been
Glenn's a beast, dude.
Scott Glenn.
he's been
Wasn't
in
he
a
in-
ton of stuff.
Yeah.
All right, we made it through the trailer. Let's talk our history with this movie. I want to begin because I didn't know what The Silence of the Lambs was until Hannibal came out. I was probably 16 whenever that movie came out, 2001. And my friend told me about the brain eating scene. And I was like, no way, they can't put that on film. That's impossible. There's no way they did that. And he's like, nope, brain eating totally happens. He feeds it to him. It's crazy. I was like so disgusted. We went to see Hannibal because I could not understand how they could get away with that. I fucking loved it. And then I ended up watching The Silence of the Lambs a little bit after that. And I realized it was a much superior film. But I do like Hannibal. Holds a special place in my heart. Go ahead, Jake. What are you thinking?
I was going to say I like Hannibal also, but I think it's mostly Mason Verger that makes that movie for me. Gary Oldman is fucking fantastic in it. All of his
Good
scenes.
idea at the time.
Oh yeah, all of his scenes are captivating. The hogs eating the fucking people and shit. All that shit was great. But I didn't like what's her face as Clarice in
Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore, yeah.
She seemed like she was doing, but she didn't look like she was playing Clarice. She looked like she was playing Jodie Foster playing Clarice.
Yeah, she was trying to be Jodie Foster being Clarice Starling, 100%.
Definitely an issue.
Instead, she had that horrible Boston accent.
Yeah, she's okay. She's serviceable in the movie. She's not best actress.
I mean, have you seen it? Because I think it's pretty decent.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
You seen Boogie Nights?
I saw Big Lebowski.
Have you seen Boogie
in
Nights?
a lot of movies, bro. Fucking.
She's not the best actress, is what I was going to say. Whereas Jodie Foster won the best actress award. Who's next in the history with this? Who got history with it?
I saw it whenever it came out on VHS, which was I was 9 or 10 at that point. Yeah, I was 9 years old, I guess. I thought it was captivating. It didn't really scare me. Like I grew up young watching all kinds of fucked up movies and shit anyways. But this one I was like, oh man, like this is really good. But I couldn't place my finger on why I liked it, I guess at the time. But as I got older, it's obviously the acting that makes it solid. I mean, it won all 5 big hitter Academy Awards that year, right?
It won
Best Actor, Best Actress.
Best film, best director, and best screenplay.
Writer.
Yeah. So hands down, and it deserves all those awards. It's a killer film. So I mean, there's not a lot of complaining going on over here. Raph, how about you? When did you first see this?
This is another one that I saw on UPN 21, heavily edited. But I remember
right after Sister Act,
right? Right after Sister. I remember
Sister. That's it.
Not knowing why it was called Silence of the Lamb until watching it today. And while I was watching it, I'm like, we could have cut that lamb story out of this fucking movie. I was like, it just makes sense to me. I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about?
I think it holds greater precedence in the book.
And it makes sense within the movie because it shows why she's so determined amongst, like, it's not just she wants to advance herself in the FBI and become part of this team. She literally has a psychological reason for wanting to save this girl. You know what I mean? Does it hold true in the movie as well as probably the book? Probably not. But I think it's a great scene because it shows how much Hannibal Lecter is enticed by her. And he is like, he's got a big crush on her, I think is what's going on. But anyhow, Jay, what's your history?
My history with the movie, I saw it on its world television premiere on March 1st, 1992. And the only reason I know that is come the day after leap year. Recorded it, probably wore that tape out. I've probably seen Silence of the Lambs no less than probably about 50 times in my life. I absolutely love this movie. It is, without a doubt, I'm kind of on the same boat as Jake. It never really scared me as far as like something I'd be afraid of. But as far as just like, I can't turn away from it, man. When it's on, like it's it's right there with like Step Brothers. Like if it's on TV, like you're not moving. You're not moving. You're not moving
No
from the
matter
channel.
where you catch it, it could be the last 20 minutes. It could be fucking 15 minutes into the movie. Like, that's it.
I can pick up exactly where the notes are and know exactly where it goes. And I really liked, and I was a big Jodie Foster fan growing up. I watched a lot of her movies. I watched
Candle
Freaky
Shoe,
Friday.
bitch. Remember that movie, Candle Shoe?
No.
Yeah, dude. No. Chicka-pa. Anyhow, sorry, Jay.
No, but it's just this movie really kind of just
Jodie Foster back in the day, also.
Jodie Foster could do no wrong at this time in her career, man.
Dude, she was great at Elysium, also.
Yeah, she's, to be honest, I think she's one of the greatest actors of all time, and I am without blinking. Like, she never makes a movie. Like, I've said this about Tom Cruise. I'm not saying Tom Cruise doesn't make bad movies, but he's never made a movie that's bad because of him. And I would say
100.
I'd say the exact same thing for Jodie Foster. I'd put her right in that same echelon. She's probably made some movies that may not be the greatest, but every part she's played, phenomenal. And this was actually her second Oscar, so that's actually pretty badass. Like, she's already came in with a pedigree.
Her Thetan level isn't as high as Tom Cruise's, though. Right. So
Tom Cruise got a 10.
I said her Thetan levels.
Yeah, Thetan.
He got a 10. Not only is she the number one actress, but I think she's also the number one lesbian. So she's definitely winning.
Enjoying this episode? Go check out Geekster, a dating and friends app for geeks that focuses on common interests as a way to make meaningful connections. Download today on the App Store or click the link in the description to find out more. Geekster, this is what happens when nerds collide. Geekster, available on iOS and Android.
No. Absolutely wonderful acting. What did she win the other Oscar for?
The Accused, where she played the rape victim and another Tom Cruise connection. Oh no, her advocate in that movie was Kelly McGillis from Top Gun. Yeah. So there's a little Tom Cruise little connection right there.
So did she win Best Supporting Actress or Best Actress in that?
Nope, she's only won Best Actress. She won Best Actress for that.
She won those back to back?
No. Accused was, I want to say
78.
Like 80 is late 80s. So I think she was definitely an adult at the time. So yeah, late 80s. We'll say between 87 and 91.
I think about when. So funny how young she looks in this movie, and she's supposed to, because she is young. But like when I was a kid, she looked like she was 100 years old, and now I'm watching it now. I'm like, oh, she's pretty young in this, so she's killing it. Well, I mean, we're already talking about the movie, so yeah. What makes this movie stand the test of time? I'd have to say it's the scenes between them. It's just two actors killing it in these long ass scenes that are 10 to 15 minutes long, or it feels like it, but realistically, not, because he's only
21 minutes.
Is it 21 minutes that he's in the movie?
Yeah.
It's insane. It's such a short period of time, and he just kills it like he's magnetic. You can't help but to watch him. And Anthony Hopkins was nervous going into the movie because he was going to be acting next to an Oscar winner. You know what I mean? But they both just kill it. And I love that first scene when she goes down to the interrogation or whatever you call it, and she's terrified. She's scared, and the fact that she's scared, you become scared as a viewer. Like you're nervous. Yeah.
I wanted to see the fucking picture though.
Which picture?
The picture that the guard shows her before she goes in there, and he's look at this. This is what happened. Her jaw was fucking broken and all this shit. And, you see her, like, starting to get, like, really scared.
Yeah.
And it's like, just show me a flash of the picture.
Well, that's what's so wonderful about it. Is before that, she's not as scared. The second she sees that photo, it becomes very real to her. And it's like, it's bizarre. And I'm sure Meg's saying, I can smell your cunt didn't help.
Oh, Meg's.
But fucking that,
Meg. Man. Meg's got the only jump scare in the fucking movie, bro.
You got the best aim, too.
I'm bleeding. Come.
But yeah, no, when Hannibal shows up, it is 100% his film. She is just there. Well, no, I would say both their films. Like he needs her to play off of. You need to see the fear in her face.
I guess he based the character off a couple people. Like he based it off his character, the doctor from The Elephant Man. That's what Jonathan Demme wanted him to base it off of. And he's like, oh, he's dreadful and he's too kind of a person. And Jonathan Demme was like, oh no, Hannibal Lecter's a kind person also. He's just trapped in an insane mind. But he also had a buddy of his who was a professor in London or something that whenever he spoke to people, he didn't blink. Like he just locked in eyes on you. And he said everybody found it very unsettling around him whenever they're out in a social setting and this guy locked in on somebody who was talking to him. So he took that aspect, which also draws you in those scenes because he's looking dead ass in the camera and he's like barely blinking. Like if he looks up, he might blink here and there, but for the most part, he's just wide eyed the entire time.
Well, the editing is so cool because I think the editing, and I don't know if this won best editing, but it should have, because that's really truly what makes these scenes so amazing, especially when he gets close to him and he punctuates it with like a blink, like a slow blink, and then like it goes back away from him. And the other thing is like the cinematographer was amazing this too, because they'll do a wide shot and it'll just get closer and more claustrophobic on both characters as they're talking, and then it'll breathe space into the space again to kind of let you relieve. Like it's a total filmmaking magic. This movie, it's absolutely unbelievable.
Y'all have cats?
Yeah.
Doug, you have a cat?
I got
Raph,
two.
Jay, you've had cats? Any of y'all?
I've had cats before.
Negative.
Whenever a cat slow blinks at you, it means that they
love
you. Yeah, pretty much. Exactly. And the big cats do the same shit also. And he's like a killer fucking feline.
And he does. He's
And
got
the
a
cat will
crush
eat
on
you
you.
too.
Yes, they'll eat your fucking face.
Yeah.
They will eat your
The cat
goddamn
will eat
face
your
off.
face.
They don't give a fuck. Yeah, no, I think that's the thing is I think he does have a thing for her. I don't know why he's so intrigued by her, but like he latches on, and what is it about Clarice that he latches onto? I don't know, but obviously
It wasn't her accent.
Oh, dude, I love her
Yeah,
accent.
like-
You don't like
yeah.
that?
No, bro. 9 minutes in, I was like, I didn't remember how bad, and I shouldn't be talking, but 9 minutes in, I didn't remember how bad her accent was. But I gotta say, you guys are right. As soon as Hannibal came on screen, I was captivated. It wasn't a slow burn, and it was fucking great.
Yeah.
There's a reason for her bad accent. She's trying to hide it, and Hannibal Lecter calls that shit out immediately also.
Well, he starts mocking her. He starts talking in her
Right.
accent
But
at
he
some
said,
point.
but he says you're trying to hide it because you don't want people to fucking know about your
trailer
hillbilly
trash.
past. Yeah.
Yeah. I like how he's like the back seat with many boys just wishing you could get out. And then like he hits a chord because she's like, wow, like fuck you.
Why is Jay being so quiet?
He's taking
No,
it on.
I'm taking all it. I think. I'm going to chime in that the reason I think ultimately why he's so drawn to her is because she's so genuine. I think he finds, especially in his, he was a psychiatrist, I believe that was his medical field, and so you obviously get to the core of people so much in that, and I think with Clarice, I think she's just so damn interesting to him. I mean, like from the very beginning, let's talk about the high points. For one thing, she's not even an FBI agent yet.
Mm.
She's a trainee. And he's like, and at first they're like, they sent a trainee to talk to me, like, and he's talking about Crawford. He's like, at first he's offended, but he's like, but what makes you special that he would send you to me? Like, if Crawford, you don't really talk much about their relationship, Crawford and Lecter. They really almost never really intertwine. But I think that's the first thing I noticed where he's like, they sent basically a junior agent, if anything, somebody who's not even out of the academy yet. She's still in Quantico, and it's like, okay, well, what's going on? And then he starts putting the screws to her. He's like really trying to see what she can handle. And I think that first test, I think he was actually pretty impressed with her. I mean, it may not have looked like she did very well, but I think he was like, okay, Clarice, I see what you got. And so begins the love story.
He was poking at her too, trying to figure out if Crawford was fucking or thinking about fucking, if he has been hitting on her.
Yeah.
And then back to that scene where she makes her, where he makes her uncomfortable. it was perfectly timed. He could hear the Migs jacking off because as soon as she's walking by, the load's in her face, and I was thinking about that. Like he pissed her off at the perfect moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Great.
Because he loves the chaos. Because he likes to be an agent of control and chaos at the same time. He likes to have that manipulation of everything around him. So even down there in the cellar, he's manipulating the situation. You know?
Is he chaotic good or chaotic neutral?
I would say
he's not chaotic evil.
No,
he's not chaotic evil.
He eats
He makes
people's
Migs
faces.
kill himself by talking to him.
No.
He talks his ear off.
Yeah, I think that's great that
Explain
he makes
that
it's
one.
almost revenge, you know what I mean? And then he gets his paintings taken away, and then all that shit happens. But like, he's definitely evil. Like, he's a psychopath, he's a sociopath. I don't know what he is. He's crazy, but like, he's intelligent.
Evil.
And that's the thing, is he's charming. He's insanely charming, and that's what you like about him. And the fact that he likes properness and he likes courteousness and stuff like that. He's got a high class mentality. And so that's the other thing, is he's the one in the jail cell, but he's lording his high society abilities over her for being like a country bumpkin. You know what I mean?
He belongs in goddamn Arkham Asylum.
That's where next to the Joker, dude. He's probably the best version of the Joker next to Jack Nicholson and Heath Ledger.
Well, if you go back to when or forward to where he escaped, because he is charming all the way to that point where he tells the governor, I don't know. And then
that whole scene was so fucking good, though.
Can you feel
whenever he just goaded her? Yeah, like his, like, you know, you can amputate a man's leg, but he still feels a tickle.
Yeah.
How about what will you feel whenever they kill her?
Titillizing.
Yeah, it's sucking her titties.
Yeah.
That gives you goosebumps too.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Everything he does, he's in control of. Even though he's in shackles and a mask, he's totally in control. He's always in control. There isn't a scene in this movie. I would say maybe when Chilton is saying you got tricked.
Oh God, fuck Chilton, dude.
Chilton is a piece of shit.
Damn, man. You hate him from the moment he gets on goddamn screen.
But he's perfect in that way.
Of course, that's a good actor.
Acting.
That's a good actor. Like, you have to respect it. But still, fuck that guy.
And that whole time he has his pen. The whole time.
Yeah, the pen. His little fuck hat. Doing that shit.
That's perfect.
It's implied that I guess Hannibal gets his pin somehow, and that's how he's able to get
I didn't see that.
Handcuffs open. Yeah, I never understood that in the movie. How did he get the shit out of his mouth? Like, where did the fucking metal come from?
He tells Barney to get him ready for transport, and the pen was still there, and then it was, and I'm like, he never moved. Is he a magician?
Barney might have helped him because in Hannibal, Barney helps him.
I read a theory that Barney just was complicit with him taking the pin, but also, if you're gonna show a gun, don't fucking you know.
So we got Hobby Quid Pro Quo Byres joining us. Hobbs, what was the first time you saw this movie?
The first time I saw this movie.
Oh my God!
I think I was about like 7 or. All right, picture it. Summer of 1993. Chubby, young Hobby Byres sweating his little boy boobs off in the heat of Puerto Rico. And my Uncle Keith's like, go pick a movie. I go to his box. I don't even go near the porn box. I look at this movie. I just see a pale white face with a butterfly. Oh, this looks interesting. And I give it to him. I was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, let's watch it. I fucking hated it the first time I saw it because I was like a 6 or 7-year-old kid. But I didn't appreciate this movie till I was about like 18 or 19. But it's a fantastic movie.
It's very nicely done. It's every episode of Law and Order and CSI you've ever seen. They just ape this shit like a motherfucker. Yeah. No, but like the procedural though did come from this in a lot of ways, like where the success of that and the kind of, but it's so unique to have going to a serial killer to chase another serial killer. That is such a wonderful idea. And I guess it's not the first time it was done, because in Red Dragon, it's kind of the same thing.
Manhunter
would have been Manhunter.
Brian Cox.
It did not do as well. Manhunter did so bad, they gave away the rights to the Hannibal Lecter character for free. That's how bad Manhunter did.
No, Gene Hackman bought the rights to the Hannibal Lecter character.
Of it? Was it like half of the thing.
He like $500,000 worth. Like he bought like the rights to the
Well,
book
he was
and
supposed to
the
initially
character.
direct this, right?
Yeah, and he was either going to play the captain or Hannibal. And then
So
he
the-
watched a scene from him in Mississippi Burning and thought, maybe I shouldn't do so many violent movies anymore.
Well, that was the thing, is it was too violent for him, that the screenplay was, and he said, "No, I'm not going to be involved with that." But Dino De Laurentiis
Interesting
owned.
that he has it because like, ever since he retired, he's actually had a series of books starring a female detective that solves all these cases.
Gene Hackman has.
Yeah,
He writes books,
and now he's an author. He does like detective novels where it's like based around this one female detective. So it's kind of like, oh, that's interesting. He must have like a proclivity for Clarice Starling or something.
Well, he was, he did win an Oscar for The French Connection playing Popeye.
Yeah, that Popeye.
So I mean, he definitely has his chops in the water. I actually didn't know any of that. I think that's a really cool take. I think Gene Hackman would have been an awesome choice for Crawford.
Yeah,
I really.
He was going to direct it and play Crawford, is what he was going to do. So, yeah, and then they wanted to get a couple different actors for Hannibal and Clarice. Clarice was actually supposed to be originally, who was it, Jake? What did Minty say? God damn it, my brain stopped working.
No, they wanted Meg Ryan,
and somebody else.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
Look, that looks like a role they might have tried to give to Julia Roberts at a young age too.
Did you know that Julia Roberts was born because Martin Luther King paid for her birth? Did you all know that? I just found that out today.
No.
I had no idea. That's
what?
Yeah, Martin Luther King and his wife.
What does that even mean?
Paid for Julia Roberts' hospital bill when she was born because her parents owned an acting school and they weren't able to get their children to another acting school because they were black. And her parents said, "Yeah, that's fine. Bring them in. We'll teach them." So they had money, so they ended up paying for the teacher's birth of Julia Roberts. Fucking insanity. Sorry, I went on a little tangent there.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I do.
The more you know.
That's crazy. I didn't think she was that old, but she's
She old. All right, back to the movie. Back to the movie. This movie is perfect. I don't know if I have any issues with it. Buffalo Bill, we haven't talked about him and how amazing he is with the tuck. He really goes for it too. He
acting,
No, he's killing it. And
Ted Levine is the man, dude.
He was awesome in Monk. He was awesome in Flubber and other things. I'm sure
he was in the Hills Have Eyes. Yeah, he's a little bit
dude. The Mangler. Are you kidding me? He's the dude. He's the guy.
He's the Mang.
No, he's the main character. He's the hero.
Nice.
4 years after this, they let him become the hero. I was like, I got to see that movie just because of that. Because Buffalo, like Hannibal was scary, but like Buffalo Bill to me as a kid was like, okay, now this is somebody who's a little unhinged.
Yeah.
Kind of watching it today, I was like, how he's just slightly flamboyant, like that really stuck with me because we have a coworker, and I'm not going to say his name, but he kind of looks like him, and he's slightly flamboyant, and all I could think was about him. But it was just cracking me up. But like, I love that he like when he's doing the dance, the goodbye horses, he's wearing part of the woman's
scalp.
Yeah,
he's got a scalp on.
And then they cut to a scene where Clarice goes into his house and she goes in the back rooms where she sees like the suit. Like you actually see the woman's suit.
You see that boob.
I never realized that. Yeah, you see the boob. I never realized that they showed that. It's even creepier that he was almost completed. What would he have done when he was completed with it? You know what I mean?
If
he would have gone and hit the town, bro.
Yeah.
What else do you do? You got a fancy new woman suit. You go hit the strip.
You go find yourself some dick.
Get some guy to buy you some drinks. Fucking take them back. Catfish them. What else do you
and
do?
then you fucking eat them.
And then, yeah.
If I were to nitpick this movie, the only real gripe that I can have from this movie from a storyline perspective is the fact that it's more that the Buffalo Bill character is not a wholly original idea.
It's Ed Gein.
It's Ed Gein. It's Ed Gein. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is Ed Gein also.
Sure.
Well, but the only thing about Ed Gein didn't actually murder his fucking victims.
That's my point. That's my point. Like, I think what they did is in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I talked to the guy who played the hitchhiker, and he said that for the character of the family, they basically took the Ed Gein character and they split him into 4 different roles. And on top of that, no, he didn't make furniture out of bones or anything like that, or the wilder accusations about him that were a little more far-fetched. Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of embraced some of those. And so I think, if anything, this movie borrows more from Texas Chainsaw Massacre than it necessarily does from the Ed Gein lore. But Ed Gein, I mean, he spawned, like I said, at least 3 movies that we know of: Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and this. So that's the only real gripe that I would have. The execution of Buffalo Bill is absolutely flawless, and I don't have any gripes with that. But if you were trying to really split hairs, that's the one thing I think you could the one sort of mark you could give it. But I mean, that's even I don't consider that too much of a takeaway.
It's artistic license. To me, I would rather Ed Gein have been a fucking maniacal killer instead of just some old better go see if I can find some bodies tonight guy. Like that would just makes more sense. It gives it more of an edge to it. So I really appreciate the adaptation.
Sure.
And I appreciate him saying, "You about a size 14."
Yeah, and he's like, "Bam, fucking nailed it."
Did you know that Chris on Family Guy, his voice is based off of this? Yeah.
Yes. It's like you just do it at a higher register. Like
the same voice though.
Was she a great big fat lady?
Was she a big fat lady? I love that line delivery when he was like, "Oh yeah, was she a big fat lady?" Every second he's on screen less than Lecter, I think, but he's just as good and just as
for sure, captivating.
Yeah, absolutely captivating. Just steals everything he's in. Fucking put the lotion on. Like, he's got so many. That's the thing about this movie. So many quotable lines. So many perfect. My dog. I think that there's lines of dialogue in this that are perfection. I think the interactions between Clarice and Lecter are perfection. Like, they ramp up, they slow down. There's moments of intimacy within them. It's insane. And I mean, they only have 3 meetings plus a phone call. Like, that's insane. Like. And those long ass meetings aren't that long. They're just so pivotal and so strong. Everything
they feel stretched out, like you're so engaged with what's going on at that moment.
Perfectly edited is what it is. They're perfectly acted. They're perfectly edited. The cinematography is amazing. I think that they're you could take those scenes and dissect them and dissect them and dissect them over and over again. Good, Raph.
You definitely can, because that last scene where Jodie Foster is going through the dark, right before that, you see the bathtub full of who knows how many bodies. It's just disgusting, and you're like, I've never seen that one before. I
didn't even see that today. What? There's a bathtub full of bodies?
So bad. You see the head there, and it's like all just dissolved. It's all a pool of liquid. But you know there's bodies in there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, all those little details, and then again, the half of the bodysuit almost done. You see the half of boob. That was fucking intense. Oh, and going back to when Hannibal escapes, he cuts the fucking guy's face off.
Dude, totally forgot how he escaped. Yeah, was utterly shocked when I watched it.
Great escape. Great escape. Animal. The whole third act of this movie is the best part of this fucking movie, though. I think the whole build up to it, Hannibal escaping. Like the Buffalo Bill scene, the anticipation of you thinking that their FBI is breaking into the right house, and it's not.
Misdirection.
It's a fucking total misdirect. Whereas Clarice is at Buffalo Bill's fucking house.
Once again, it goes down to editing, dude. Yeah. That idea to use the split the shots, and they do that in movies. Like they did that in the Black Phone, if you remember this year.
Black Phone. I was like, this is totally an homage to Silence of the Lambs at the end of that. And I also liked the fact that let's talk about the scene, man. The escape scene. That's I don't know about y'all, but for me, there's not a more searing image in this movie than when you see the SWAT team show up and you just hear, "Oh my God," and they show what he does to that cop. It's like it sticks with you forever, man. Yeah. Just the guts hanging
he's right
out.
there next to them. He's right there next to them.
You know what
Like,
cracks
the
me
whole
up though?
time.
The only thing I don't like about this movie, when the SWAT team comes in, they all come in like and they pose perfectly, like everywhere. The guns are pointed. I'm just like, all right, that's bizarre. There's 12.
Bro,
of
wouldn't
you.
you
Come
two?
on.
Wouldn't you two if we were extras? All right, this is our moment to shine.
Yeah. Because like y'all said, Roger Corman's in the movie. He plays the FBI like head, and so I'm sure right before that scene, he's like, "Hey, Jonathan, look, your movie. Do what you want. You know, it'd be really cool is if all the SWAT guys came in and ready to rock. If you could just, director, my 2 cents."
I was utterly shocked by his escape today, though. That did take. I was like, how does he get out again? Oh, his body's on top. I bought it hook, line, and sinker, and I knew he survived. I couldn't remember that he took the place of the other body. And I love when he's like, it's Daniels, goddammit, talk to him. It wasn't him. It was Hannibal Lecter, you motherfucker. Like, you tricksy motherfucker. How dare you?
Bro, and then the cops shoot their own guy at the bottom of the elevator, on top of the elevator. He's like, shoot him in the leg.
Yeah.
They just fucking shoot his friend.
But he's dead as shit by that point, so it doesn't matter.
Dead as fuck. No face.
Here's another fun fact. Hannibal Lecter's storage unit is bigger than any goddamn place I've ever lived in my life.
Dude, there was a car in there.
That place was goddamn huge, bro.
That was sizable. That was a sizable place. Oh yeah, it's where they.
And it just had a tiny little fucking door. Also, it's like you walk in, it's like.
I think I saw the arc in there.
It was safe.
Hey, that door did shut on her though, right?
I think so.
I think it did. Yeah,
it did, but it doesn't.
She's like, I'm outside.
I mean, by the time she found the head, she didn't care.
And then she found the head of John the Baptist, one of the many that they keep around, in all the various
Bring me
Catholic
the head
churches.
of John the Baptist. They keep it at different churches.
They got like 6 different heads of John the Baptist that are at different Catholic churches around the world.
I've heard about that.
They're all the real one.
Who's got a list? Jake, Raph, who's got a list?
Oh yeah, definitely. But we went through a lot of it.
I just had a little bit of a list.
What you got left? What didn't we touch on?
Yeah, she fucked him up. She fucked that. She fucked him up just like a real cop because he has mental issues, and instead of asking questions or getting him help, she just blasted his ass.
You know what bugged me was every single guy in the movie hit on her. When she's in the elevator scene where it's just tiny little Jodie Foster and all those big guys, I was like, it's Pornhub situation. But then like every single guy hits on her, and even the nerdy guy who knows about the mobs, he does it the most. He's like, "Do you like cheeseburgers and beer?"
Yeah,
like,
cross eyes.
Yeah, and he's like, maybe I'm hitting
and they
on
make it a point to zoom in and like point that out, like, hey, this guy's cross eyed.
Look at him.
Hey, he looks weird. Like,
yeah,
but he's a normal guy. He talks normal. He's an entomologist.
I don't know that,
but he's weird looking, and he likes Clarice.
I mean, and obviously she's not interested in any of them. Like, because
but I like that she humors them though. That was a cute little moment. She's like, "Are you hitting on me?" No, she doesn't have to. She's a fucking FBI.
Yeah, she's trying to get information. She's like, "Hey." Yeah. She doesn't want to burn her lead.
Yeah, bro. She's got to find out where the dead head moth came from.
What else you got, Raph? Dead head moth. Pretty much it. We hit everything else,
man. Yeah,
I think we hit all my beats. Yeah.
Cool. Does anyone else have anything else they want to add about the Silence of the Lambs?
One last scene I want to talk about is that awesome night vision scene. A lot of people clown on that scene because they're like he could have killed her at any time. However, he wanted to savor it, and then of course him clicking the gun, and then when he clicks the gun, she knows. But as soon as he clicks the gun, she knows. Find the sound and just blast away. I thought that was amazingly done. I thought that was really well done.
But he's using a Colt Python, which is a double action, so he doesn't have to click the gun. He could have just pulled the trigger and fucking shot her.
I get you. And not only that, so they to make mention of the whole surrounded by men thing.
I think he's playing with her though. Like he wants her to hear the gun cock. Like, oh, I'm in the room with you.
Yeah, because he doesn't.
Shot.
He doesn't know her from anyone.
Bang,
But
bang,
you watch.
Bang.
If you watch. If you watch her kind of transition from the beginning, like she's always surrounded by men. I think that was a very conscious decision because the entire movie is Clarice surrounded by men.
It's a man's world.
But she gets
these
female
empowerment done right. This is female empowerment done right. It's earned.
And then you have the token black woman.
But like that's where she gets her. That's her that's her quote unquote safe space. I mean, not to coin the term, but she gets those little moments of sanctity when she's with her because they're both going through the same thing, and it's like and if you notice the way she's talking in those scenes, she's very vibrant. It's like she's talking to her best friend. Like she's talking like, the whole rest of the movie, it feels like everything she has to say has to be so rehearsed, so polished.
Yes, sir. All right,
yeah,
sir.
Well, that's
gotcha.
She's trying to survive in a man's world. And
absolutely.
That's what it is, showing all these men surrounding her. And like she high fives the other girl whenever she's running through. That's the show, like unity. We got this. We bitches. We rule. You know what I mean? And so that's the thing that really solidifies it. But like you're right, she is always having to be prim and proper with all these men. And then she goes and talks to Lecter, and he actually treats her as an individual. And he actually
nobody treats Clarice better in this movie on a 1-to-1 basis than Hannibal.
I mean,
at least
the guy that wants to eat her.
Crawford does all right.
Well, does he want to eat her? Does he want to eat
her? But I would disagree. And the only reason I would say that is because I feel like Crawford is definitely a boss employee type relationship. Or even like a father-daughter kind of way, because he's always like, "Hey, do you spook easy? All right."
I would feel I think Lecter feels the father figure more for Clarice because they often allude to her dead father in this.
No,
yeah, she talks about dads, but
because you get that handshake at the end, you don't get a fuck scene. They don't make out. They don't do anything else. Crawford shakes his hand, and then he's like, "Go talk to your stepdaddy on the phone."
I'm pretty sure, though, in the book, she does have a thing for Crawford. I think that's a thing. So.
There's an admiration there, and she even kind of alludes to it here. I mean, she definitely she wants to work under him. Okay, get the giggles out, but she definitely wants to be on his team, and so it's not. I think that's very. It's not hidden. It's not even. I don't even think it's subtext. I think when Hannibal's trying to dissect her, she's not even being real defensive about Crawford. She's like, well, I do respect him.
So
he is going to knock the.
Jay, did you just go into fucking Pleasantville?
Whoa!
You look like you're like black and white. Oh, that's I guess.
So I think she was just being nice to Crawford, or this is what I got. She was trying to become a detective so that she could find her father's murderer. No. That's
I didn't get that at all, but maybe I think that's the catalyst.
She had that. She had.
I think you're right in the sense that she did because she wants to make sure that never happens again. That might be what I like to call her super ego at play. I think that's a really good take. Maybe not like de facto, but I think that's a pretty good take.
I think that she's such a caring character that when she tells the story about the lamb or the lambs and how she wanted to save them, each and every one of them, and she could only take one and he was so heavy. She carries the burden of the world on her shoulders. She carries that goodness. And like, that's why it's so fun to watch is you got this character that's ultimately good versus this character that's ultimately evil. And they play in these shades of gray. I love the scene where
I don't think he's ultimately evil.
I mean, the evil wouldn't be evil completely. Evil would have shades of gray.
I think Clarice actually reminded him of his sister.
Where did this come from? Oh, from the Hannibal Rising.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And for me, like watching Hannibal Rising, I was like, oh, maybe that's why he took such a liking to her because it reminded him of her sister.
Maybe.
And because he ate his sister?
He just wanted to eat Clarice. That's why he took a liking.
He was forced to eat his sister.
You want to get close to the person you want to eat, so you're nice to them. That's how
true.
it works.
Well, it is a cat and mouse game. There's no denying. He's the ultimate apex predator. She's the prey, or she's not the prey. Is that the right word? My brain's not working.
Yeah, she's the prey.
Yeah, she's the prey, and he's chasing her. It is a game of cat and mouse.
He's a big cat.
Yeah,
he
he's
blinks
a big cat.
slowly.
Yeah, and he says, "I love you."
It all comes together.
100%.
We did it.
He's waiting. He's wanting to eat her face.
That bitch. All right. Do we recommend?
Oh, we didn't talk.
Oh,
we didn't talk about the cocoons in their mouth. What was behind that? Why was he putting moth in their?
Because it was
mouth?
a metamorphosis analogy, basically allegory.
Also, like his calling card, he wanted to let the cops know that he was out there, and you can't catch me. But here's a little clue as to who I am. All these serial killers have this hubris about them, where they feel like they become God whenever they kill somebody, and each time they kill somebody, it makes them more and more powerful, and they feel invincible.
Well, in his circumstance, he was becoming more and more the creature he wanted to become. He was becoming.
Yes, he was metamorphosizing.
Yeah,
you said.
And so that's the analogy for it. So 100%, like that's where that is.
Right.
All right, recommend. Raph, do you recommend it?
100%. It's one of the best films made. It hits immediately. It's 9 minutes in, you're just captivated. It's awesome.
It's so crazy how quickly they go to Hannibal. It literally is like boom, boom.
And again, he's only on there for 20 minutes.
Yeah,
he's only on for 20 minutes.
Insane. Jay, how about you? Do you recommend it?
Absolutely, man. This is one of those movies that I literally couldn't tell you anyone I've ever met in my entire life who said this was a bad movie.
Yeah,
and I can't say that about almost any other movie I've ever seen. But Silence of the Lambs. Absolute stunner.
Yeah.
What's it rated on Rotten Tomatoes?
Oh my god.
A lot of tomatoes.
Like
I think it's like 90. It's up there. Let's check it out.
Right.
And there's probably a lot of haters out there.
Real quick,
it's got a 8.6 on IMDb. I know that. That's a good
95% on Rotten Tomatoes.
95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's great.
Awesome. Jake, do you recommend it?
You know what? This is one of the few times I side with Gene Siskel. Boo. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, this movie is fucking awesome. Like you have to be. It's a part of Americana cinema. Like, I mean, it's I think a must see if you appreciate movies in the least bit.
And it was filmed around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's why it's so dire and dour is the right word I was looking for. Yeah.
And also, I will argue and I will die on this hill. This movie is 100% absolutely
you just turned
movie.
into a robot.
100% a horror movie.
I know you have that argument. Yeah, where you go, it's not a horror movie.
No, we discussed it earlier, me and Jake. It's a thriller with a horror character in it.
He's a horror icon for sure, but it's a thriller.
Javi,
okay, look, we got one part cannibal and one guy cutting up women and wearing them.
Yeah, but it's played seriously. It's not played like a horror movie.
That's why I love it. I think it changed the game of what horror movies could be. I thought it redefined what a horror movie could be.
Then I guess horror movies missed the memo.
Wait, Javi, Psycho's a horror movie?
Wait, time out. Javi, do you recommend it?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Let's make sure.
It's a great movie.
Absolutely.
Javi, why don't you have the video on? Are you jerking off?
I'm not. I'm actually in the bathroom right now.
Are you mixing it, bro?
Oh, dude, he's making hot snakes.
I got hot snakes, you guys.
Make flowers with me, brother. Make flowers with me.
Ooh, hot snakes. Hey everyone, it's just Duck jumping in here real quick to say thank you so much for checking out the podcast today. If you're enjoying it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, or iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And just so you know, the next section of the podcast will be clips from the movie, so you can find replays of the live video stream at twitch.tv/We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com/We Are Podcast Network. Once again, all links can be found in the description. Come check out our live stream every Monday at 8 p.m. And for a full list of future films, check out our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /WeArePodcast. And with that, back to the Horrorcast. All right, let's watch some clips of this movie. Starling. Who is this guy? He randomly looks at the camera like he's a guy.
What are you looking at?
Oh, you can't see it?
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
All I see is Raph.
All right, can you see it now?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I'm the random guy.
It looks like Bob Einstein.
It's Super Dave Osborne, yeah.
Yeah, Super Dave Osborne.
Graduate.
It says here, when you graduate, you want to come to work for me in behavioral science.
Yes, very much, sir.
What's up with her knuckles, man? Is she
I was
wearing
wondering
like
that she was bare knuckle boxing or what?
Yeah, I don't know if those are like knitted rings or just shitty
Band-Aids?
worn band-aids that
Well, they show
she's,
later
like,
in the movie that she's like
been in
fighting
the shower
somebody,
with.
so.
Oh yeah, I guess her.
And she's working.
training.
She's working with ropes and stuff too, so that could also, attest for it.
Fuck your logic.
Serial killers now in custody for psychobehavioral profile.
Hey, is she really a
Could be
lesbian?
a real.
Who? Clarice Starling? Yes.
Like
No, the
Jodie
actress
Foster.
is.
Oh, Jodie
Yeah.
Foster? Yes.
Yeah.
She was
With
one
3
of the first
children.
people ever outed, and she owned it. So right on. for her.
Solve
nice.
cases.
I never
Creeper!
knew that.
You know, we get a lot of detectives here, but I must say I can't.
Fuck your smile, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's awesome, but yeah, he's the
Would
worst.
you be?
I just want
involved more
to fucking
overnight?
knock his goddamn
Because
teeth
this
out.
can be quite a fun town if you have the right guide.
I'm sure
You're
this is a
trying to
great
get it
town,
in.
Dr. Chilton.
Yeah, everybody tries to fuck.
My
You're
instructions
right.
I know,
to
dude. That's what
Talk
I'm
to Dr.
saying
Lecter
over
and
and
report
over
back
again.
this afternoon.
But
This
I
is
just
how
didn't get
women
it from
feel.
Crawford.
What's that? Raph, what'd you say?
I just didn't get that feeling from Crawford that he
Nah.
was trying to fuck.
Nah.
I didn't.
Mix.
That guy's trying to fuck.
Respect
That was great.
The first meeting. Love how he's standing here in
Like-
the middle of the cell.
He's just fucking waiting. That's creepy as fuck. I got goosebumps.
Hi! See,
Dr.
Dr.
my name is
Hannibal
Clarice
Lecter
Starling.
here.
That'd be
Speak
awesome.
with you?
Tell me,
In a Borat
what did
voice.
Miggs say to you? Multiple Miggs in the next cell. He hissed at you. What did he say?
His voice is
He
awesome.
said, I can smell your cunt.
I see.
Hers is not that great.
Insults.
Oh, Agent Starling, you think you can dissect me with this blunt little tool?
No, too.
I thought that your knowledge.
You're so ambitious, aren't you? Do you know what you look like to me with your good bag and your cheap shoes? You look like a rube.
Like a fucking rube.
Like a
Well-scrubbed
rube.
You
hustling
do look
rube.
like a
With a
rube.
taste. What does your father do? Is he a coal miner? Does he stink of the land? You know how quickly the boys found you. All those tedious, sticky fumblings in the backseats of cars while you could only dream of getting out, getting anywhere, getting all the way to the apple pie.
You see a lot, Doctor.
I love that. The way she delivers that line, like, you caught me.
Well, you read
You
about
got
that?
me. No, what was it?
That was ad-libbed, and he caught her off guard with that. She felt personally attacked whenever that happened, and then
What?
afterwards, she appreciated him for his spontaneity.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
She-
IMDb trivia.
She should have said, fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
she
you.
probably did.
Fuck you, bro.
Fucking
High-powered
cut.
perception at yourself.
I'm going outside, you son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Beans.
catch me outside, motherfucker.
Make a completely different movie.
The census
You know what
taker
else
once-
Jonathan Demme did?
What's that?
JD, you know.
I really don't know a lot of Jonathan Demme movies after this.
Do you know a little concert movie called Stop Making
What are you-
Sense?
No, I don't.
By the Talking Heads.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
Okay, never mind. I thought Jeff
I-
would have played it before the shows at y'all's club also back in the day.
Oh,
nice.
God, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, you love playing Talking Heads, but yeah.
Yeah.
Beans.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Why does he do that?
That was ad lib too.
Hungry?
It was tasty. It was yummy. And he's
Oh,
savoring the flavor. He's
Taste it.
going
Excuse me,
get
Titus, I
the
have bleeding
flavor
gums.
off his lip. What?
Big
You know
ol'
when you fart and you can kind of taste it? He was kind of
come.
great shot. I had to look at it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, right in the eye.
Fuck yeah, dude. Money
Damn,
shot.
bullseye. You get him back from the top
Money
shelf.
That was
shot.
the first record of Sharpie.
Head.
And then they find him mocking that head too.
Look at the fake eyelash coming off. You can tell they dressed up, like put makeup on and everything.
Yep. Second meeting.
Why don't we talk about
Well,
this?
no, I think that was
wanted
because he
me
was transvestite.
That's what I
Yeah.
was getting at.
Oh, okay, yeah.
to find
Yeah.
him.
His real name is Benjamin Rasbell, a former patient of mine whose romantic attachments ran to, shall we say, the exotic. I did not kill him, I assure you, merely tucked him away very much as I found him after he'd missed 3 appointments.
It's so awesome. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That line's so good.
Gross.
Yeah.
My
What did he do with the
name is
body?
Simon. And what was that?
The body's in a whole nother jar embalmed in a huge
Yeah.
in that same story.
In his other storage unit that connects to that storage unit with this loft up there.
Punishment, you see, for MIGs. Just like that gospel program. When you leave, they'll turn the volume way up. Dr. Chilton does enjoy his petty torment.
That is so
That's
awesome.
Still better than Kenneth Copeland.
Little Joe Osborne. Tell me.
Tell me who decapitated your patient, Doctor.
All good things to those who wait. I've waited, Clarice, but how long can you and old Jackie boy wait? Our little Billy must already be searching for that next special lady.
Help you.
And he gets himself a plump one.
His agent told him the title of this movie, and he thought it was a kid's movie at first until he read the script.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Can I help
you?
Silence of the Lamb. Yeah. Like Lamb Shop.
Push it all the way up. Every character's getting this truck. Oh, thank you.
Bro, he knocks the shit out of it with that cat.
Yeah, he.
Good. I fucking called it. I fucking knew it. I knew she was a 14. I fucking knew it.
Awesome.
I got an eye for that shit.
Yeah,
Get
he's
out.
the best.
There's things we need to do for her. I know that y'all brought her this far, and that her folks would thank you if they could for your kindness and
Look
your
at him looking like, who
sensitivity.
is this bitch?
Now, please,
Yeah.
go on now. Let us take.
Now it looks like the Pornhub scene.
Go on now.
Moth.
Why is this lady talking?
How dare a
It's
woman
not
have
in
an
her
opinion?
Yeah. Oh, look.
It's a
Huh?
it's an alien pod.
Some kind of seed pod.
Huh?
Dude, lay off the blow. Look at Bob.
It looks
That's
like
my
they all
number one
did blow.
guy,
I
bro.
love that.
Get way down in there like
I
that.
love that.
I love
Look
that
at
they
that.
did a little-
Damn, bro.
They all did a little cocaine before they looked at
Looks
that
so
Well, you
body.
gotta do a little dab to get amped up whenever you go in there. Also, it helps with not smelling the corpses. So they go and they fucking like, oh, let's do this.
Oh,
Oh man, we're looking at a dead body. Creeper too.
What do you do when you're not detecting agents?
Oh,
He did it. I think he did it, bro. They got the wrong guy.
Ever go out for cheeseburgers and beer? The amusing house wine?
Are you hitting on me, Doctor?
Yes.
yes.
Squid Pro Row.
If I help you, Clarice, it will be turns with us too. Quid pro quo. I tell you things, you tell me things. Yes or no, Clarice? Poor little Catherine is waiting.
Clever girl.
There's no correlation in the literature between transsexualism and violence. Transsexuals are very passive.
Clever girl. You're so close to the way you're going to catch him. Do you realize that?
No, tell me why.
Damn, her pupils were huge. Rancher.
That was all the
Rancher
coke
made
she
you
was
perform
doing.
Fellatio. Did he sodomize you?
No. He was a very decent man.
Lotion.
Actually, they turned it
That was a
on
weird
10
clip.
points.
Skin, or else it gets the hose again.
I love this.
Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
Yes, princess. Yes. Chilton's a dick.
You still think you're gonna walk on some beach and see the birdies?
With an oral fixation.
Yeah, he's gay.
Nurse.
Did you nurse Catherine yourself?
What?
Did you breastfeed her?
Yeah, that's
wait a
great.
minute.
Yeah.
I did.
Toughened your nipples, didn't you?
Get this thing down in here.
Amputate a man's leg and he
Get
can
him out
still
of his
feel it
bed.
tickling. Tell me, Mom, when your little girl is on the slab, where will it tickle you?
Take this thing back to Baltimore.
Ooh, too old for this shit.
In love.
Did Jack Crawford send you for one last wheedle before you're both booted off
Real
the
game, my man.
No, I did because I wanted to.
People will say we're in love.
That's so awesome. Time.
We don't have any more time for any of this now.
But we don't reckon time the same way, do we, Clarice? This is all the time you'll ever have.
Later. Now, please listen to me. We've only got 5.
No, I will listen now.
Now.
The yelling of the lambs.
They were slaughtering the spring lambs.
They were screaming.
You still wake up sometimes, don't you? You wake up in the dark.
I love how
Hear
close
the
he is.
screaming
to
of the
get,
lamb.
like, that's so claustrophobic, so crazy. And the way they did this.
Imagine seeing that
You
on the
think
big
if you
screen.
saved poor
Can't even
Catherine,
imagine that,
Ooh.
you could make them stop, don't you?
He's
You
a
think if
godlike
Catherine
figure in
lives,
this scene, like,
you won't wake up in the
or a
dark ever
satanic
again.
figure, one or the other.
To that awful
And then you
One
can hear
the
the reverb
same.
on his voice.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's great.
Thank you, Clary.
Now let me nibble on that finger.
Yummy, yummy.
Yeah.
Just tap dancing on a
That's
stick.
what I'm picturing. That's what I'm picturing he did to the one they show the picture of. He just ate her fucking cheek.
So every time I see that character actor that just said, Jesus Christ, I think of this angel scene. Like, I just imagine him up in this thing. But watch as this SWAT team comes in, perfectly positioned, each of them. Any second now.
So in any movie you see him, you imagine this
There he is.
scene.
They got every angle, and the guy who's the chief isn't even looking.
Yeah, this guy
That guy's
looking
fucking
pointing
blind as
behind
fuck.
him up
Yeah.
at the ceiling where there's obviously not a second. Well, maybe I don't know. I don't think there's a
The
second
black
floor
guy's
in there.
pointing at the other guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
How much time did Hannibal have to make an art exhibit like he's fucking Banksy at the fucking prison with fucking dead body? What the?
Tricky.
He's alive. Get a hold of him where you feel his hands. Talk to him.
What do I say?
That's the
Yeah,
sneaky
Ricky,
guy from
he's cameraman. Now
Seinfeld.
talk to him, damn it.
What, Jay?
No, that was yeah. That was Tim Blake Nelson. That was Tim Blake Nelson
That's not Tim Blake Nelson.
from Oh Brother Where Art Thou, and he's
That's
been in a
not
ton
Tim
of
Blake
shit.
Nelson.
No.
It's not.
It's not.
Who am I thinking of?
Tim Blake Nelson was
He
in the Incredible
looks
Hulk.
like Tim Blake Nelson, but that's not Tim Blake Nelson.
You're thinking of Jake Belson.
Get a hold of him where you
Yeah.
feel his hands. Talk to him.
Yeah.
What Javi said.
Hey, yeah, he does look like Tim Blake Nelson.
He does. Do you remember Seinfeld?
The Sidler.
Yeah.
Oh, he rips off the face. The silence of the lambs.
Bro, that's
The
nasty.
silence of the lambs.
The silence of the lambs. The tuck. Here it comes.
Getting
He
cut
really
off.
dives in there to get that tucked in.
Yeah, it looked like it hurt.
His name is Brent Hinckley.
I think I can show that on YouTube. I think that's fine.
I could have done without it, but all right.
Precious.
Down here, you sack of shit.
I hated that you could tell the dog was fake.
Dog dog isn't
Yeah,
fake.
there
What are you
was
talking-
there's a
Yeah.
couple scenes, especially when she's grabbing its neck,
It's a
like you can
clutch.
tell.
Oh. Gun fumble. She's not very good about pulling this gun out of her holster.
Oh yeah, dude, she would have been dead. Like he could have killed her.
Put your hands over your head and turn around. Spread your legs. Spread your legs. Put your hands in the back.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. See ya.
Exit. Stage left.
Buffalo Bill is out of here.
Night
We'll
vision.
see you later, girls.
Fucking exhilarating scene right there, because you're like, fuck, and he's getting off on it.
Reload it, get him. I don't think he's dead enough.
That's great. She's shaking the whole time.
Shoot him in the dick. Send a message to the patriarchy.
Dinner.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Damn, look like that road game paid off.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
That shit works in like day 2.
He's eating the preacher
No, he's
or
eating
the
Chilton.
plane.
Chilton.
Somebody.
Oh, I didn't see Chilton.
Yeah, Chilton. He ends up he's the one that he's eating. So yeah. Fuck yeah.
I didn't see him getting off the plane.
All right, so that was The Silence of the Lambs. So excellent movie, 100%, grade A, plus. I will recommend its sequel and its prequel now. So the first one is Red Dragon, because I don't like it as much as I like Hannibal. I don't know why.
I like Red Dragon.
It's still a solid fucking movie, though. It's
I like
pretty
Ed
good.
Norton in it and
Yeah.
fucking Ray Fiennes. He did awesome.
Is pretty good, but I prefer Hannibal, and it's simply because I like the cinematography in it. I think it's a beautifully shot movie. I think Ridley Scott always directs beautifully shot films. Like his eye for like angles and like shots is undeniable. Undeniable, like I said there. But yeah, I really like it, and I don't like the ending of it. I think I would have preferred the ending like the book, where she goes with him, but where he feeds the little kid the brains at the end is kind of creepy. But I think it's a wonderful movie. I just think it's
It was an agent he fed his brains to, not a kid.
the little kid. Remember? At the end of it?
No, it was Ray Liotta.
Yeah, but no, the little kid,
the
he's
plane,
like
at the
in
very
the
end.
plane. Yeah, he's
on
like,
the
look at it,
plane,
and he
on the
goes, "My
plane,
mom always said
plane.
to try new things."
Okay, that's right. That's right.
But
That was awesome.
I prefer Hannibal over Red Dragon, but I think as a trilogy, it's fucking awesome. And if you want to watch Hannibal Rising in there too, have fun. Not a great movie, but have fun watching it.
And the Hannibal series, man, that TV series
TV
is
series.
phenomenal.
Want to talk to somebody who loves that right there? Sophie loves Hannibal. That is her favorite show. So she talks about all the freaking time. And it's such a wonderful, different take on the character. And like we watched a portion of this one, and she was like, I don't like it. He's scary. Whereas in the Hannibal series, he's sexy. Yeah, that's why you like that, huh? Mm-hmm. He eats people. Yeah. All right. What recommendations? What do you guys got?
So yeah, I was gonna recommend the Hannibal series 100%. It's
Yeah.
one of my favorites. The spin-off is just fantastic. The first episode, it will get you. He's fucking growing shrooms on people and eating them in his restaurant.
Dude, I love it because it starts as a procedural, and then that shit just goes out the window, and it's just a
Bro,
story about
immediately.
chaos and insanity, and
Love it.
homoerotic tendencies too. So it's pretty good.
And then my second recommendation is gonna be Dinosaur Hotel. It's probably one of the worst films ever. If you guys can get through the first 10 minutes, I couldn't. So you guys try watching that shit.
Dinosaur Hotel.
Why are you recommending it if you couldn't even watch it?
Dinosaur
Just
Hotel.
watch it.
Yeah, are
Pull up
you
see
challenging
if you can pull
us?
up a
Why don't you
preview.
say- I'm not recommending. I'm
Pull up the
challenging
trailer.
anybody who can
Pull up the
watch more than
trailer.
10 minutes of this movie.
I mean, it's his recommendation. He's allowed to recommend whatever he
Yeah.
wants. So
Oh.
there you go. There's no connection to Hannibal Lecter
Yeah.
or Clarice Starling or
I recommend
it's
watching
not-
this
it's
video
not-
that I took of a pile of shit.
I
It's
found out what it
15
is.
minutes long.
Best movie you ever saw versus worst movie you ever saw. Got it. All right, who's next on the recommendations? Nobody?
I'll go.
What you got, Hobbs?
I want to go with Creep.
Like the Radiohead song?
No, like the movie with
Mark
Mark
Duplass.
Never saw it. What's it about?
it's about a creepy guy, and
Well, I mean, the self-explanatory of the title, you know.
And like, he's a really prolific serial killer in this series of movies, and it's just so weird and off-putting and uncomfortable that it's really good.
It's a found footage film.
Yeah.
It's one of the better ones. I highly recommend that movie also. The second one is just as good.
Cool. All right, Jay or Jake, what do you got for your recommends? Nothing?
I got one.
What?
Well, I mean, if you're feeling cannibal, one of the best movies I thought that dealt with cannibalism, and it also came out in the 90s, was from 1999. It's called Ravenous. It talks about it kind of explores the Wendigo mythology a little bit, but it also talks about how in the movie, spoiler alert, that eating people can actually help heal you. And so it's a pretty unique take on cannibalism. If because Hannibal really doesn't, you only get to see him kind of lash out the one time in this, but if that's kind of your bag, that's a good movie for it, I'd say.
A little bit of cannibalism. Jake, what you got?
Nah, nothing.
All right, cool.
Watch The Master if you haven't. That's a good movie. I like
Yeah,
P.T. Anderson.
P.T.
It's like
Anderson.
Scientology.
Are
That's
you looking
scary.
at your DVDs? You just turned around and looked at your DVD.
Shut up. Doesn't matter. He asked for a recommendation. You fucking
you're right,
recommended.
You did Dinosaur Hotel, dude.
You're right. Pull up
All right.
that trailer, bro. It's
All right.
hilarious.
Everyone, tell them where they can find you on the internet. Raph, go first. Where can they find you?
RFLSON87 on YouTube.
Right on. Javi, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Javi Bear Studios. You can also find me and my work on Friday, November 4th at the Lucky Duck Gallery.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. That's what he's working on right now. Jay, you still doing Ego Phoenix, or is it done?
Yep, it's today's the last day. I gotta come up with my last entry. I'm still racking the old brain, but hopefully I can get it knocked out before midnight.
Right on. Jake, you got anything?
Yeah, you can find me at OSCARMEYER. And I want to say I love you all. Thank you for having me back. It was
Welcome
good
back,
that
Jake.
we did it. Yeah, it was fun. I'm sorry I haven't been able to make it. I got a big boy job now. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. So it's it's like sleepy.
Well, it was good to have you here. 100 episodes in the bag. 100, baby.
I'm glad I could be here for the centennial.
Fuck yeah, dude. Centennial is done. And you can find us at wearepodcast.podbean.com, where you can find all the podcasts. You can check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at /wearepodcast. And you can find us every Monday for Camp /Horrorcast, where we talk horror movies from the past live at 8 p.m., even though we went early today, here on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Keep horror in your hearts, motherfuckers. Keep it in your hearts, Hobby.
Happy Halloween.
Keep horror in your heart, Hobby.
Keep it in your hearts, guys. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Yes. Happy Halloween. Jay's showing off the muscles right now.
No muscles. No muscles.
And get your drink on, get your smoke on, get your whatever on. Have a good time. Enjoy
Get your
old
walk
Halloween. Get your boots on right there with that.
No, there's some dope ass boat this way.
Pretty
Bro, I
nice.
was wearing them
Nice.
hoes.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, with that said, I'm going to cut the feed. Murder the feed. And there it is. Thank you again so much for checking out the podcast today. If you enjoyed it, head over to your favorite podcast app, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and iTunes, and give We Are Podcast Network a like. And since this is Camp /Horrorcast, if you want to check us out live, we will be on Twitch and YouTube every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at twitch.tv /We Are Podcast Network and youtube.com /We Are Podcast Network. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, you're going to love the other podcasts here on the We Are Podcast Network. We have We Are Air, where we talk movies, entertainment, whatever the fuck we want to talk about. That's me, that's Jake, and that's Javi. We're breaking down that pop culture, and we're having so much fun. And don't forget to check out We Are Bagu, a video game podcast, where we talk Atari to Steam and everything in between. That's me and Dr. Ethan Eastwood breaking down all that video game lore, heroes, Gyros, dungeons, and distractions side quests. Me and the boys were playing some D&D. You can start that one from Season 1, Episode 1. It's a blast the whole way through. And I Hate Being Sober. Personal stories from epic people. I sit down with some of my favorite people of all time. We talk about their trials, their tribulations, and their journey this far. Also, check the links in the description for our social media. You can find us at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at /We Are Podcast Network. With that said, hopefully we see you in the live stream.